This is one of the moments and one of the experiences that we have on our path that actually begins to melt away the ego's hard edges. We're working very diligently to bring our attention away from the ego's negative voice and into our heart. And we're working to create a pathway for us to learn and understand and grow in awareness and consciousness regarding the truer nature of who we are. One of the ways that I want to talk about it is simply the positive thoughts about a spiritual path and why we grow at the rate we grow and why it's okay. Those negative thoughts are actually part, for some people, of a system of resistance to growth and to our movement forward. And imagine that moving forward is full of many different levels of experiences, physically, mentally, emotionally. So in school, for example, you don't just go from kindergarten to high school, because if you did, you would miss out on certain experiences and teachings. And in high school, you would fail. You wouldn't be able to get to the next step or to graduate. In essence, I want to just pose that thought that as we are experiencing things that we perceive as negative, that those are the things that are actually allowing us to have some resistance, to give ourselves that space, to give ourselves that test of who and where we are on our path, and keep us in a position where we stay safe and we don't miss the next step. We don't skip anything because we can't. We have these parts of us that are containing us along the way, even if those parts feel really negative and really uncomfortable. I usually talk about it in terms of levels. So we are at level 1, say, and then we at some point have a big shift and we go to level 2, and then we have another big shift. And that's how growing looks. But on each level are, let's say, 100 steps. And why some people go through their steps differently, or their path looks different, I should say, is because they're going through their steps in a different order, and also with a different personality history, and with a different life purpose and mission. All 100 steps have to be gone through before you go to level 2. So you can be on level 99 or 100 waiting to go to level 2, but if you did not complete step 5, you will stay at level 1. And this is really important to know, because often people come to me and they say, I feel stuck, I want to go faster, I don't understand, I'm doing everything right, I'm being open, I'm listening, I'm willing, I'm doing practices. Why am I not moving at this point? And certainly we can look at this in a variety of ways, but tonight I really want to share that this is the number one part to look at as you're working on moving forward and in that kind of mired, heavy energy of stuckness. Usually, people do at some point understand what they're afraid to face, the step that they missed, that they're just hoping they can skip, the step that put the most fear in them. And because they think they know it intellectually, they may just say, hey, I know that intellectually, I want to move forward, but they have to go through the experience of it. They have to go through the experience of it, because if we don't complete all 100 steps, then, and we try to go to level 2, then at level 2, again, you'll fail. You'll have to come back to level 1. So no different than if you went to kindergarten to high school, you would have to go back to kindergarten and complete it, or to the first grade. And so let's say that you are kind of at the end of your level and you're saying, wow, I'm really ready to move forward. And I can't. Then time goes by and you start to investigate, what am I missing? Let's just take the concept of that very, very, very painful and deep feeling of loneliness. It's an entire arc of an emotional experience that's important for us to go through on our path. We have to be willing to move head on, eyes wide open, into every single corner of our consciousness and our being. And we have to move into that experience of loneliness, and then allow that loneliness to move from loneliness into that searing, sharp quality of aloneness. This is one of the moments and one of the experiences that we have on our path that actually begins to melt away the ego's hard, hard edges.